Hey, my name is Tom Cure. I'm a broker at landcrazy.com, broker owner, and wanted to do a review of one of my listings, one of the offerings that we have for a seller of mine out in Madison County, Marshall. It's 23 Katie's Road, Marshall. It's off of Lower Pawpaw, and that's off of Little Pine. So zooming out here, you can see downtown Marshall here to the property, not very far. Go Little Pine and then up and through Lower Pawpaw to get to the property. To give you a sense of where the property is with regards maybe even to Asheville, right here to there. And we'll zoom in. What I've done here with this map is I've made suggestions on possible home sites throughout the property here. Anytime that you see this kind of ridge right there, any kind of features like that, I put a house on that because that's the property essentially saying, hey, this is a natural build site, as opposed to trying to force a build site on parts of the property. So that being said, there is a 30-foot waterfall on this property located right there. Old farmhouse that was remodeled, and that's spring fed. This section is not actually on the property. It follows the Katie's Road, kind of going over to Joe's place right here. He has about 50 acres or so. That being said, we'll just kind of get into the property here. This one is actually one of the harder ones for me to give a tour, because you can get easily turned around because you go in and out of the property through this road here. So this is Lower Pawpaw. Katie's Drive goes into the property. This is Lower Pawpaw here. And then here it forks to Upper Pawpaw, Lower Pawpaw, and then Anderson Branch. In order to see the rest of the property, you go Upper Pawpaw, take it right onto Anderson Branch, and follow that road to the end of the road, which is over here. It's not the end of the road, actually. It goes from Little Pine over to Big Pine, but it's not a shortcut area, not a whole lot of traffic, just folks that live in and through this area. Excuse me. So that being said, let's review some of these home sites. There are two peninsulas, right? And these two peninsulas, you just kind of keep in mind as you do the tour. This first peninsula here is going to offer a really nice ridge kind of going through here. And let me go to a 3D model of this. You can see this nice ridge right in here, looking at the property in general. So in order to have views, you have to have steep property. In order to have waterfall, you have to have a steep kind of property. So in through this area here, this is the steeper side. Farmhouses here. There's a lower landing right in here for possible build. And then logging roads throughout the property here. This is that ridge that I was talking about. Really nice build site. Ridge flowing south, west, and east views. Your coffee and wine views. Waterfalls right down there. Possible build site that wouldn't overlook the waterfall. But there is this site right here. So the second peninsula. Some really nice build sites along this ridge if you wanted. This site right here, you'd kind of have to force a little bit, but you would have an excellent view over the waterfall. So I would probably push a home site right out to here, clear the trees, and then just have an amazing view of that waterfall. And then, of course, right, first ridge, second ridge, build site, build site. Really nice plateau right in here. Plenty big with logging roads going through. I'll show you the LiDAR map here in a second. A bit of a long video that I share. Sorry about that, but you drop in here to this nice long ridge. Multiple build sites, to be honest, on that right there. Scoot out a little bit more. Another similar ridge right here. A little bit smaller, but works really well. And then kind of coming out here a little bit. There's one site here that would be really nice for views. Anything towards the east, you'd have control of all the views as you have control of all these trees right here. Okay, so there's actually another build site here with possibly a logging road. There's a power line here. That's why I didn't put a house site here, although this would have been a really nice spot. There's actually a power line that runs through there. Let's go to the LiDAR real quick so y'all can see a little bit kind of x-ray vision here. Looking at this is the farmhouse right here. See all these logging roads. There is that landing that I was talking about. You can see that flat area there, along with some campsites that the seller was potentially building out in here. See all these logging roads right in here kind of run into this property. Spring is right out here. Zooming into this pastured area, or formerly pastured, there's some trees in here. You see the creek is going to run right along the property here, and then that's where the waterfall is. You can see these logging roads. There's a logging road right here that would connect on the upper side, kind of peters out a little bit. This logging road that goes up to this first peninsula with this really nice build site right there. Some logging roads across the creek there. And then as a marker here, there are two giant boulders, and that's what these boulders are right there, with the waterfall coming down right along here. And this logging road that kind of runs right along the creek as the creek kind of meanders in and out of the property. You can see that right there. Overgrown, so not something that is passable, but it would certainly take some time to pass through there. Trying to see if there's any logging roads out here. Doesn't seem like it, right? That's the power line. Goes right along through here. But plenty of logging roads out through here. And then this logging road right in here. There's a build site, nice build site right along this ridge. And then this is the bigger ridge right here. And like I said, this would be the possible build site. Now you could come down through here potentially and using this logging road to get to that bluff that then would overlook the waterfall. So LiDAR is available upon request, and that's a 7-minute video. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Cheers.